Hello Aural Skills, it's Ms. Cary, and I'm going to talk to you about seconds. The interval, the second. Who remembers what an interval is? An interval is the distance between two notes. Distance where? Notes are out there in space. The distance on the spectrum of low and high. So you have two notes, they're either the same or one note is higher and one note is lower. And so that's what the interval measures. And for our purposes, we're going to use the notes in the scale. And that's where we get the second. So on the staff, I'm going to draw a staff. It doesn't matter whether it's treble clef or bass clef, because I just want to show you what seconds look like. If you ever see two notes that looks like they're almost smashed on top of each other, one's on a line, one's on a space, as close together as they can be, that is a second. So that's a second. That's a second. I'm thinking about they're being played at the same time. But you can also call an interval, talk about the interval between the two notes if they're not occurring at the same time. So if I had this note and this note, the distance between these two would be a second. And you write it like that. Okay. So it does matter when you think about sharps and flats. All right, because there are major seconds and minor seconds. So the very smallest interval you can have is on the piano, on a note that plays a diatonic instrument that, you with me, plays the chromatic notes on the piano, on the scale. Not an Eastern instrument, not an African instrument that might have microtones. That's all I was covering there. But if the smallest interval you can have is a minor second, and that is a half step. So let me just ask you, let's just look at these, this will be fun. I'm going to make this the treble clef now. That means this line is a G. That's what the clef does. It says this line is where we'll designate a note so we know where to go from there, because in the old days they moved the clefs around. All right, so we're looking at these. What note is this? An E. And what note is next to this E? An F. Is that a half step or a whole step? Because a minor second is a half step. And a major second, use the capital M traditionally. Major second is a whole step. So, E to F. I'm envisioning a piano in my head. And that is one of the two places where there's no black note in between. So this is a half step. And so, minor second. And here, I'll show you. Little M, big 2. Minor second. Let's look at this one. F, A, C, E. Got another E. It doesn't matter whether the first one's lower or higher. It doesn't matter whether you look down, count down, or count up. Interval is an interval, up or down. So, E, and what's this one? It's a D. Now is that, we know it's a second because one's on a space and one's on a line and they're right next to each other. So is that a major second or a minor second? E to D. There is a half step in between. If you counted down by half steps, you would have 2 half steps, which make a whole step. So it's a major second. And however you write your capital M's, major second. Let's look at this last one. I gave it away. This is a G. And right below him, it really should take up the whole space there. G to F. There's a black note in between. It's 2 half steps down. That's a whole step. Major second. So this is your listening practice video, and the first thing you need to learn how to do is, I'm assuming everyone can match pitch. If you don't think you can, let me know and I can work with you on it. But once you can match pitch and you hear the difference between low and high, I'm counting on y'all to know low and high, then you have to learn your intervals. So the simplest intervals are the seconds. And also, if you can count up by half steps and whole steps, you can figure out what the more complicated intervals to hear might be. So let's get started practicing listening to seconds and training your ear to recognize, is that a half step or is that a whole step? All right, at this point, I'd like for you to get your instrument. And if you can find the part, the notes are on your instrument around middle C. Try to match pitch with what I'm doing on the piano. See if you can do that. So I'm going to take a note. Doesn't matter what it is. And then I'm going to see if you can sing a half step higher than that note. And if you're completely not confident doing that, find it on your instrument first. Okay? So here's your first note. If I were to sing it, I would go do. Now, it's always a good process to imagine it in your head first. Help develop your mind's ear. So, that's the first one. Can you imagine a half step up? Now sing that half step up. that's a half step. Now, if you didn't find it, don't worry about it. That's why we practice. So the first note was D, and the second note, half step higher than D, D sharp. Why don't I say E flat? Because flats mean you're going down. So if we're going up, we say D sharp. Let's try two more like this, going up. All right, if you want to close your eyes, here's another note. Hear that in your head. Can you find a half step higher than that? Imagine it first, then sing it. Do, do. How'd you do? Half step. The first one was B flat. Second one's B natural. Good advice. B natural. Two more going up. Your starting note. This time, imagine a half step higher. Sing from the lower one to the higher one. Do, do. I was a little out of tune, but half step, half step. The trick for memorizing the sound of that is the theme from Jaws. That's one of the tricks. All right, that was F and then F sharp. Let's do one more of these going up. All right, clear your mind. Open your ears. Receive to a blank slate. Here's your starting note. Can you match it? Can you hold that pitch and slide up a half step in your brain? And then out. Do. Half step, minor second. Good job, even just for trying. This is scary stuff. But these are the basics, and if you can practice this video again and again. Maybe have a friend could help you do this, or practice on teoria.com. So that was A up to B flat. These were ascending half steps, ascending minor seconds. Same thing. Spoiler alert, you ascend by only half steps. That's called a chromatic scale. All of the colors in the chromatic spectrum, all the notes available within the octave in Western classical music. In Eastern music and African music, there are more than 13 notes, but we're sticking to the Western classical style. All right, let's use the same process. I'm going to go a little quicker now and try to sing intervals descending minor second. Here's your starting note. Practice in your head, slide down. Do. Sing it out loud. Let your body feel it. That's important. To feel it resonate in your body, so because your body resonates to these tones and it's part of your memory. Very good. That was F sharp and then F natural. Let's do 2 more descending seconds, minor seconds. All right. Open your ears. Here's your note. Hear it in your head. In your head, go from that note to a half step lower. Now sing that note and then sing the half step below. Were you right? I hope so. Do, do. Half step, descending minor second. So you might notice on the piano, everywhere the 2 white keys don't have a black key between them, that's automatically a half step. Yeah, there they are together. It's like they want to be the same note. Okay. 1 more. Open your ears. Here's the note. Here it is again. In your mind's ear, imagine that note. Just kind of turn the tuning knob down half step. Then sing it. Here's the starting note. Should sound like this. Did you get it? Minor second. It's creepy sounding. Descending minor second. That was E to E flat. Great job. Good practicing. Now we're going to listen to some whole steps, which are also major seconds. A whole step is 2 half steps. I think if you're not used to hearing whole steps, you should absolutely slow your brain down. Take that first note, count up 1 half step, and then count up another half step. That always gives students a greater success rate than just trying to guess. Now I'll tell you how I do it. If you're a person who is used to playing scales and you know what do, re, mi sounds like, those 3 notes are a whole step apart. First one's a whole step from the second one. The second one's a whole step from the third one. So that's what I do. I make that note, whatever note, if I'm trying to hear a second, I make that note number 1, make it a do. And then I sing do, re, mi in my head on pitch. And there's my whole steps. So just a couple little tricks, whatever works for you. All right, let's try some of these. I'm gonna extend our range a little bit. So middle C. I'm going to go within an octave on either side. So get your instrument, maybe noodle around some C scales, up and down from middle C. So here is, well, I already showed you what they sound like. Let's just see if you can do it. Let's just dive in, see what happens. So here's your first note. I'll show you both ways. So first, let's do the half steps. It's always good to do it in your head first. So, do, 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 do. Now, can I remember the first one? Do, do. Again, I'm out of tune, but I was on the right note. And that is a major second. So do, re, mi, this it was a G. So the other note is an A. First two notes in the G scale. Can you sing it? G, A, major second. Now, it might feel funny for some of you to be singing out loud. Your roommates might give you funny looks, but it really stays with you if you can sing it. So if you practice it and you hear these things like little songs, and you can remember them, and they're your little friends. G, A, major second. Remember what that sounds like, and you will do great on the quizzes. Let's do two more ascending major second practices. All right, here's your first note. I have to pick a good note. I can't pick a note. Okay. Match it. Do. In your head, either do up one half step, then another half step, and then sing the first one and the third one. Or go do, re. Do, re, mi, do, re. Looking on the piano, two half steps. E flat to F, major second. E flat, F, major second. Great singing, everybody. Good job. All right, one more ascending major second. Okay. Can you find that in your body? Now use however you want to find the second, major second. Sing it. You got it. That's it. That was an F. So what would the other note be? G. Let's sing it. F, G, major second. Very good. And finally, let's do some descending major seconds. So the half step thing will work. It won't work to go backwards down the scale. Why is that? Because if you go down from the tonic, it's a half step down. There aren't 3 whole steps going backwards down the scale. So I think going descending, I would just do the half step going backwards and then check it with do, re, mi going back up. See how you create a little soundscape in your brain where you, if you can. I have a vision. I think about the piano in my brain. Whatever works for you, but find a way to map it. All right, so here's your first note. Going down in pitch, 2 half steps. Match it. Do it in your head. I'm gonna try it. Do, 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 do. That's it. G sharp. It's our first one. F sharp. Whole step below. Major second. Descending. 2 more. Here's your note. Can you match it? Go down 2 half steps. Sing it. Is it this? If it wasn't, do it now. Major second. B, A, major second, going down. All right, I don't remember if I said 2 more or 1 more, so I'm gonna do another one. Okay, let's do a low one. Match it. Go down 2 half steps. Sing it. Is it this? Major second, C sharp, B. All right, if you are shaky about major and minor seconds or half steps and whole steps, practice this video again or go to teoria.com and click on seconds, and they'll place them for you and you can practice quizzes there. When you're confident, come back to Moodle and take your quiz for week 1. Major and minor seconds, whole steps, and half steps. All right, good luck everybody. Thanks for practicing. Your ears are better than they were when we started. I hope you have a lot of success with learning how to recognize seconds and whole steps and half steps. Let's listen to some harmonic half steps and whole steps. You can't sing these because human beings can only sing 1 note at a time. Most of us, unless you're one of the true tube and throat singers. But I'll play some for you, and that's one of the things that is good to learn how to identify. So, sounds like this. Or better yet, this one. So, the way to identify these is when you hear them, try to separate the notes out one at a time in your head. And then you have to figure out whether it's a half step or a whole step. So let's try some of that. So how about this one? Can you hum either of them? Do, do. And I'm going to see if I can count half steps. Do, do, do. So that's a whole step. Let's listen to a half step one. That has a harsher crunch to it, I think. And by crunch, I mean dissonance. Can you separate those out? That's hard. Do, do. Do, do. Half step. Let's think about the harmonic major second and the harmonic minor second. So let's do a couple thinking that way. Do you recognize that sound? Because I recognize this from my childhood. What do you think it is? A major second or a minor second? Let's figure it out, and then I'll tell you the song that it reminds me of. So, do, do. Major second. Reminds me of chopsticks. Major second. Okay. Let's look at a minor second. Minor second, I think of the do re mi scale, second to last note, 7/8 is a minor second. Do re mi fa sol la ti do, ti do, boo doo. In blues and country music, that's like a slide, half step slide, doo doo, at the end of a tune. So in harmonically, how about this one? Minor second. Can you find the notes? Do, do. Maybe you went do, do, 7/8. Harmonic minor second. Okay, half step or whole step? Use your ears. Here's your first listening example. more time. Make your decision. What do you think? It's a major second. Whole step. All right, next. Here it is again. Whole step or half step. Half step. All right, let's do a couple more of these. Clear your ears. Here we go. Whole step or half step? One more time. Final answers. Half step. Let's do one more. Good job. Don't forget to breathe. Intervals are fun. Sing it after you hear it. All right, here we go. One more time. Okay, and that was a whole step. Very good. All right, now we're going to do descending whole steps and half steps. So which one do you hear? A whole step or a half step? Here's the first example. Here it is again. Which do you think? It's a half step. Let's do a couple more. One more time. Half step or whole step? Whole step. Let's do one more of these. Which do you think it is? It's a whole step. Very good. Major second or minor second? Here's your first example. Here it is again. Major second or minor second? minor second. All right, here's another one. Major second or minor second. Again. Major second or minor second. That's a minor second. Two more. Major second or minor second. Again. You guessed it. Major second. Major second or minor second, descending. Here we go. Major second, descending. Major second or minor second, descending. Major second or minor second, descending. That was a major second, whole step. Two more. Major second or minor second. Major second, descending. Last one. And that was a minor second, descending. Let's think about the harmonic major second and the harmonic minor second. So let's do a couple thinking that way. Do you recognize that sound? Because I recognize this from my childhood. What do you think it is? A major second or a minor second? Let's figure it out, and then I'll tell you the song that it reminds me of. So, major second. reminds me of chopsticks. Major second. Okay. Let's look at a minor second. Minor second, I think of the do, re, mi scale, second to last note, 7, 8 is a minor second. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, boo, do. In blues and country music, that's like a slide, half step slide, do, do, at the end of a tune. So, harmonically, how about this one? Minor second. Can you find the notes? Do, do. Maybe you went do, do, 7, 8. Harmonic, minor second.